Okay, so hi guys. I hope you enjoyed your first workshop. Aisha and Sachi did a great job with theirs. We are now moving on to our keynote speaker, Mamta Venket. She will be presenting her session on Create Your Own Happiness. I will be sharing my screen to show her talk that she recorded for this conference. So give me 1 second.
It's an honor to have been at the SWL Summit. I'm really glad to be here. My name is Mamta Venket, and I am many things right now. I am an editor for a magazine called Heartfulness Magazine. I also support communications and culture for the Chief Technology Office at Anthem. But the role that I have that I'm most proud of, the thing that makes me feel most connected to myself and to others, is that of being a heartfulness meditation trainer. Meditation has been a part of my life pre-conception. My dad started meditating when he was 16, and my mom started shortly after they got married. So in so many ways, meditation has been the foundation of my life. And I could give you a full laundry list of all the benefits of this practice and how it's helped me to grow closer to myself and closer to all the people that I love. I'll get there in just a little bit. Today is, of course, all about you guys. I've been racking my brain for the last several weeks trying to think about what it was that I wanted to say to all of you. Because in a lot of ways, I feel like you guys, your generation, knows a lot more and is a lot more wise than I am, whether it was at your age or where I'm at now in my life. I'm 28, so I'm only a few years, I think, only a few years older than most of you. But there are so many ways in which your generation is way, way more advanced than I am, or than my generation was. Forget about technology and social media for just a second. What I see and admire so much from all of you is a deep willingness to just show up as your most authentic selves. You are unafraid to be who you are, whoever that might be. You put words to your mental health and you talk about those things openly and freely. You show compassion and openness to others, no matter how they might show up. And you're willing to talk about the hard things, the things that my generation and generations before me may not have had the courage to speak up about or name or discuss because we just didn't know how. In many ways, you guys are much, much wiser than I was when I was your age, and you are much wiser now than I am now. So, what do I say to all of you that you may not already know, or that you may not already be doing the deep work to figure out for yourselves? Like any normal human being, I have made several mistakes. You just heard one about 30 seconds ago when I flubbed my words. I've made many mistakes over my short period of life. And a friend of mine likes to call those learning lessons as a way to soften them or as a way to remind me that mistakes are intended to help teach us something. I'm still making those learning lessons every single day, and I'm realizing more and more that not only is important to make those mistakes, those learning lessons, but it's also completely okay to do that. And while there are several moments that I reflect back on that make me cringe with a lot of embarrassment or feel awkward and uncomfortable, that make me want to hide in my room and never come out, or just make me go, what was I thinking when I did that? I look back on all of those moments, the hard moments, the embarrassing moments, the moments where I might have burned bridges, the moments where friendships or relationships fell apart, the moments where I probably didn't do as good of a job at work or in life as I could have. I look back on every single one of those moments and I can honestly and almost confidently say that I wouldn't take back a single one of them. I guess the question that I often have for myself then is, why did I make those mistakes? Why did I have to learn a lesson over and over again? Why didn't I just learn it the first time around? And if I reflect back and if I'm actually really honest with myself, the reason that I made any mistake, the reason that I had to learn any lesson is because I ignored my intuition. Instead of listening to my intuition, that natural voice of my heart, that little Jiminy Cricket in our head and our heart that tells us that we should or should not be doing something, but we often ignore it. Instead of listening to that, I acted on my likes, my dislikes, my desires, my biases. I acted on things that pulled me away from my most natural self. And in other words, I wasn't really a witness to my life. What do I mean by being a witness? We define so much of our happiness on our unconscious and our conscious likes and dislikes, our biases. We place judgments on people, on ourselves, on places, on situations, on circumstances. And that prevents us from not only being open, but from being present, from listening to our intuition, and from leading from the heart. We think we need to fill our insecurities with external comforts and contents, whether that's people or work or accolades or accomplishments, whatever those might be, only to find that no matter how much we try to fill ourselves up with those things, we're only temporarily happy. We allow our ego, our desires, and our biases to influence our choices, and then we often end up regretting those choices or wishing we had done things differently. That regret keeps us in the past or makes us want to control the future, which both of I am very, very guilty of. So, how can we be more of a witness to our lives? And why does being a witness bring us happiness? To be a witness means to live without expectation. To be a witness to our lives means not allowing ourselves to be influenced by those likes and dislikes, those biases that often hold us back instead of pushing us forward. It instead means being present in our heart and really leaning into that objective intuition of the heart so that we think and act and be from the purity of ourselves as opposed to the chaos that often comes with the uncertainty of the mind. The more we do this, the more we practice this, and the more present we are with ourselves, the more likely we are to stay in the moment with others, and the less likely we are to create ripples in our lives that we'll later on regret. I have a lot of ripples in my life that could have been avoided if I had just listened to my intuition and lived from my heart. But I work really, really hard to give myself grace and forgiveness because I'm human and I'm learning and I'm doing the best that I can. And I want all of you to remember that too. We think that we're supposed to be perfect in our 20s. And as I get closer and closer to 30, I'm realizing that that's just not possible. We will never, ever be perfect. But we do have this ridiculous stigma in our minds that we're supposed to get rid of all of our insecurities, be perfect in all of our relationships and our friendships, find the perfect job, the perfect apartment, be the perfect person. We think it's supposed to be all highs. And the second that we hit 30, it's all going to be a downhill. We think that we're supposed to have it all figured out. At least I thought I did. And I felt so much pressure, both from myself and from others and their expectations to be this very put together person, when most of the time I felt like and still feel like a completely chaotic mess. The truth is, no matter how old you are, you never really have it figured out. We are all still children just trying to figure it out, including our parents. And if there's one lesson that I have finally learned over the last couple of years, one that I finally let myself learn because of COVID and some good old realizations that smacked me right in the face, it's that it's okay to not have it figured out. Figuring it out too much, in fact, stops you from being present in the moment. Figuring it out makes it harder to really live and enjoy every single moment to its fullest. Be a witness to your life. Watch yourself not by your own biases, not by your likes and dislikes, but as if you're watching yourself like a movie. Live your life as if you were hovering over yourself, watching your every single move. This will allow you to live by the guidance of your intuition, by your heart, not by your ego. Have your goals and your dreams, of course, whether it's to move to a specific city or get a certain job or hit certain milestones, manifest those things for yourself. Nothing is out of reach if you work hard for them. Work hard at every moment and do what you can to design your destiny, but also be open to letting life take you where you're meant to be, even if it takes you in a direction you didn't plan, want, or expect. Because I can guarantee that you'll be pleasantly, pleasantly surprised by how much better it'll turn out. Happiness, I've come to realize, is about being present in the moment. We can't do anything to change the past, and we can only do so much to plan for the future. If we are really a witness to our lives, then we can be fully present with our heart, just live and watch as every glorious thing that could potentially happen to and for us unfolds naturally because it's meant to and because we allow it to. I want to introduce you guys to a practice with 3 techniques that allows me to really lean into the intuition of my heart. It allows me to stay present and grounded within myself, and it encourages me to be less of someone who creates ripples in my life and more of a witness, just allowing me to be as in tune with myself as possible, be natural, and in turn be in tune and natural with everyone else and everything else around me. Heartfulness meditation is, like its name says, a heart based meditation practice. And it encourages meditation on the heart for several different reasons. One, your heart is the organ that pumps blood to the rest of your body. It's what keeps you alive and it's what keeps you going. Two, on a more inspirational level, as I've said before, your heart really is this internal, inherent source of intuition that we often forget about because we think we're supposed to rely so much on logic and reasoning in our mind. But if you think about any decision that you've ever made in your life, whether it's to choose a certain college or move to a certain city, to take a certain class, or to stay in a relationship, if that choice felt right to you, you felt peace internally. But if there was something off or something wrong, you also felt that internally, whether that was a squirm in your gut or a sensation that something just wasn't right. Those aren't reactions of the mind. That's reactions of your heart, your intuition, the thing that is most natural and inherent to you. And the third reason is that, our minds are machines that are trained to think. One thought can turn into 10 thoughts, which turns into hundreds of thoughts. And that's often what causes stress and anxiety, burnout, the feelings of overwhelm, feeling unfocused, and feeling like you can't communicate well with yourself or the people around you. But when we lean into our hearts, when we lean into that soul intuition of the heart, those negative thoughts, the feelings of stress and anxiety can disappear because we're not getting trapped in the chaos of the mind. We're leaning into the natural intuition of our heart that's going to guide us in a very grounded, very centered way. So, the goal of this practice really is to connect with that internal, inherent intuition of the heart, ground it through a daily heart centered meditation practice, and cultivate it into something that can be utilized for both internal and external growth and development. There are a couple of techniques that I want to introduce you guys to today. One is called the Heartfulness Relaxation Technique, and the other is guided heartfulness meditation. When we meditate on the heart, what we want to do is make a gentle suggestion that we're allowing ourselves to be absorbed by a light that rests inherently and naturally in our hearts. It sounds like an abstract concept. You don't have to picture a light or a flame or anything like that. Just make the gentle suggestion that that source of light is there. Allow yourself to be absorbed by it and meditate on it. What do we do with thoughts? A very normal question because, like I said earlier, our minds are machines that are trained to think. When you feel thoughts arising throughout this process, pay no mind to them. Just gently push them away. Treat them as if they're uninvited guests or clouds passing in the sky. Notice them, push them away, and return your attention back to the practice. I'm not going to lie to you, meditation is a challenging thing, but we've all done it. Truly, you have. If you've watched Netflix, if you've sat for hours working on a painting or playing an instrument, if you stared up at your bed at the ceiling for several hours, you have all meditated in some way, shape, or form. Meditation, by definition, is the act of focusing and thinking about one thing continuously without taking a break. For some of us, that might be binge watching the new season of You. For others, in this case, with meditation, especially heartfulness meditation, you are allowing yourself to rest your attention on that source of light in the heart. The more and more you practice this, I promise, the more you'll see that all the things that feel overwhelming don't feel as overwhelming anymore. And that's because you are self empowering. You are relying on your own energy, your own intuition, and you're pulling all of that energy inward. So, why don't we go ahead and try this for just a little bit? I'm going to guide you guys through a guided relaxation technique, and then we're going to sit in silence and meditate on the heart for about 7 minutes or so. If you have questions about this, I want you guys to feel free to reach out to me afterwards, and I'm so happy to walk you through it. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes. Find a comfortable position. Allow yourself to breathe. Wiggle your toes. Feel your toes and feet relax. And as you feel your toes and feet relax, feel the energy of the earth move up through your legs, relaxing them. Feel your hips and abdomen and chest relax. Feel all tension leaving your hips and abdomen and chest. Feel your lower back relax and feel your upper back relax. Feel all tension leaving your back. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel all tension leaving your shoulders. Feel your upper arms relax and feel your lower arms relax. Feel your wrists and hands and fingers relax. Feel all tension leaving your arms and hands and fingers. Feel your chin relax. Feel your lips, nose, eyes, and forehead relax. Allow your neck to relax. Feel all tension leaving your neck and face and head. Feel your whole body relax. Feel all tension leaving your body. Now turn your attention toward your heart. Make the gentle suggestion that there is a light resting in your heart and allow yourself to be absorbed by it. Treat all thoughts as if they're uninvited guests or clouds passing in the sky. Just gently push them away. Let's do this together for about 3 to 4 minutes. I'll say that's all when we're finished. Please begin to meditate. That's all. So, with your eyes still shut, take a moment to observe how you feel. And then, when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Hope all of you take a moment to note down how you're feeling right now. Thank you for allowing me to share some thoughts and, more importantly, to share this type of meditation with all of you. I really hope that we can find ways to stay connected after your summit or during. So please don't hesitate to reach out. If there's anything that I could do to help or be of support, I'm so glad to be there for all of you. You guys have so much more wisdom, and I stand by that. So truly, I'm learning from all of you too. Thank you for allowing me to be here, for allowing me to be a part of this. And I look forward to staying in touch with all of you for many, many, many months and years and days to come. Thanks so much.